Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode 211 of Two Legs, a Paul McCartney podcast. We are back today to finally give our thoughts on the the big box, the box you see behind our buddy Andy. And speaking of Andy, Andy Nichols, he is my partner in crime. He's my backwards traveler. Andy, my friend, what's going on?
Hey Thomas, and yeah, good to see you again. We haven't done a show where it's just you and I in a while. We've
Yeah.
had home run guests for 3 shows in a row.
Yeah, and we got a returning home run, for next week as well. So it's gonna be,
Yeah,
it's definitely been a lot of fun talking with definitely what Chris Welch. We got Jude, and then Womack. Some great authors who have written very impressive work, and uh, and just good times talking with them.
absolutely. Some of the best interviews that I think that I've ever been a part of since I've been on the show, and I've really enjoyed every single one of them individually. I'm sorry we're doing this recap show of the box set singles about 6 months after we got it,
Six.
but well, it took me that long to listen to it, as we all know.
It was
Um,
the getting up and getting back down that that really did it. What
that and
so many people.
not having any time to
Yeah,
play them. You know.
yeah. No, I get it. Trust me, I get it. I mean, so many people made fun of us for getting it because we had to get up and get down. Every three freaking minutes. Whatever. But I had a great time with this.
Yeah,
However, yeah.
yeah,
But so
and we'll get
before
to that.
that,
Yes.
yeah, we'll get to that. But Andy, as we're recording this on the 15th, last night on the 14th, you went back to the Grammy Museum. It seems like you've been there, spending a lot of time there lately. Tell us what happened last night at the Grammy Museum.
Well, last night was a wonderful night and a presentation by our friend Ken Womack, who gave kind of an insider's perspective and a deeper dive in a wonderful multimedia presentation of his work on Mal Evans's life, culminating from taking excerpts from his forthcoming book, Living the Beatles Legend, which is coming out in November. And I've been to the Grammy Museum 4 or 5 times for presentations by Ken, going back 3 or 4 years when he was there for Solid State. And this was just the latest one, and sadly the last one too. I hate to say that's going to be closing, which kind of
Really?
stinks. Yeah.
Oh,
So it was a
okay.
fine way to go out. He was also joined by the magnificent Magical Mystery Girls. That band, they were at the fest. They opened up
Mm-hmm.
this show, and then Ken did a lecture of about an hour and say 10 minutes, hour and 15. All the work he does in it is just tremendous. This isn't just a lecture,
Mm.
Ken incorporates so much in and puts so much into his presentations to keep it visually appealing to the audience. And it was probably good 50, maybe 50 people, maybe even more. Felt like maybe
Mm.
more, 75. And tracing, Mal's life through the awesome pictures that they got from the Mal Evans estate and Mal's son Gary. Pictures that we've never seen before, and we were
Oh,
really strict about. Ken asked that no phones be out for video, and
right.
we got some really primo content that's going to be coming from this book, and some video too, really touching video as well. So
Mm.
it was an awesome presentation, and nothing short of excellence as usual for Mr. Womack.
That is super to hear. Was this November? It's coming out.
Yeah, originally
Fourteenth, I think it was.
originally
Yeah,
was June. It'll be out the
yeah,
14th
yeah.
of November. Yes.
Yeah, really looking forward to this. I'm glad you got to spend some more time with Womack and learning about the life that was Mel Evans.
And then
So great.
and then the diaries were also part of the
Diaries.
presentation. So it wasn't just
Oh,
about the book.
really?
The
Oh,
diaries,
okay.
that was a lot of it. The diaries, how what was in them, how long it was really just about the diary. Honestly, it was more about the diaries than the book. The photographic content in the video was great, but it was more about the diaries and how Mal kept his diaries.
Right.
Starting out when he worked for the British Post Office, Mal kept diaries all the way through. So that was really mainly more about the diaries, but of course the book was part of
Right.
it too.
Right. Well, as we had Ken on, he can't give certain details away. Obviously, we want to read the book and buy the book and read it. I am just really curious if he's just like chat down, chat down, jotted down, his thoughts and feelings about each individual, each Beatle, and if he had any bad times with them, if he had any arguments with any of them, and I'm sure that's going to be all in the
Yeah,
diaries and in the
and
book.
Ken told us a
Curious.
little bit about that
Yeah.
last night,
Yeah.
given where his relationships were at with the Beatles at any given period in their history, especially obviously post
Mm,
breakup. It gets very interesting, and Ken told us he
right.
shed a little insight on that last night to us graciously. So yeah,
Cool.
he explained, obviously, who were the real people, on the Beatles insider circle, and when they
Right.
joined, obviously we know that George Martin and Brian, but Ken gave specific dates when everybody in their
Wow.
circle kind of came into the circle, right?
Mm,
So obviously it was Neil. You know, Neil was first in '61, and then Brian later in '61, and then Mal in officially at the beginning of '63, and obviously
mm,
George Martin in June of '62.
right. Right.
So,
Gotcha.
real wonderful
Yeah.
presentation by Ken, and will be one of the better
Cool.
books ever to be added to the library on a giant person who really his story so needed to be told, and no better person to tell it than Ken. So on the book
Right.
front, we got more books.
Yes, and speaking of books, yes, absolutely. We got this sucker in the mail the other day, and we wanted to come on live or whatever, and talk about it, show it, but unfortunately, life happens, and but here we are now,
Yep.
talking about the book.
Which
Go ahead,
when
Andy.
did this first get announced? That this was you're going to do a little unwrapping as we go through it. Was it back?
Well,
Was
yeah,
it
I mean,
before the singles? Was it before the singles box set? Do you
it had to have
remember?
been right around the same time. No, I don't remember. No.
Okay. Some
No.
yeah. And speaking of Mal, I saw a picture of Mal in here the other day, and I just want to show everybody. There it is.
No.
Eyes
Very
of
cool.
the
Did you find it?
Storm. I'm looking. I just saw it before. Give me a minute. Give
Okay.
me a minute. Hold on.
Take your time.
As the song goes, Brian, lots of Brian.
The new book smell as you flip through the pages.
And nothing short of like anything that with Paul, the lyrics book, a nice
Right.
essay from Paul to open up the book, which I started reading before. This isn't the
Okay.
one I was thinking of, but here's a picture of Mal in the book.
Ah,
There.
very nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Very
all the
good.
pictures have Paul's little, anecdotes underneath it, which is cool. So broken
Right.
down into the cities all throughout 3 months of '64. That's why it's the eyes of the storm, right? Liverpool, London, Paris, New York, D.C., and Miami. So before each city, you get a nice little, write up from Paul where they were traveling and why, and lots of great photos of people that we know. Lots of good photos of Billy J. Kramer in here.
Mm-hmm.
Shots of ordinary people. Pictures of George's parents, for instance, here.
Yeah. Seeing pictures of Jane
Yeah.
in here.
There's George Harrison's parents, and they were not all taken by Paul, but they were some of them were taken by Mal or by Neil, but it's Paul's camera.
Yeah.
Yep.
Speaking of Mel,
That's
there
the
he
one
is
I was
again,
looking
right
for.
there.
Yeah, that's the one I was looking
Okay.
for. That's a great shot.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
So Ringo wasn't the only good photographer in the band.
No. Well, Paul explains
Obviously,
that in
Paul-
his
yeah.
introduction. He says, "Look,
Okay.
what people did, when you went on vacation, every family had a camera saying, 'Here we are, and this is what we're doing.'" So
Right.
it was basically
Right.
what people do now with phones, but they did it. They brought cameras with them. Wonderfully put together. There's another essays after Paul's introduction here. There's a great shot of Brian right there to open up.
Yes. Yeah, I love that.
That's a great picture there.
Mm-hmm.
Her name.
Oh, I love these two shots right here.
John and George.
This is Paris. Yeah.
Paris.
Yeah.
Yeah, the preface. So Paul writes the foreword, which is about 7 pages, and the preface by Nicholas Cullinan, and then an essay called Beatleland which was the introduction by Jill Lepore. I think this book and the lyrics, Paul has a nice essay. These are the closest we're going to get to an autobiography. Paul writes pages upon pages, of his feelings and why that, and this and the lyrics book is probably as close as we're going to get.
Yeah.
To it.
Agreed.
But
I definitely can't wait to dig deeper into this. Miami looks like a lot of fun.
Yep.
Got some shots with John and Cynthia there. Look really good.
Yeah, and there's some color photos in there too. Yep. As we're down in Miami, and George Martin joins them. Where's that classic one? Is that the? Yep.
I love these. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously,
But even like photos of like ordinary people too. Add the average person.
The average person.
The average person. Yeah. But, Yeah.
Yeah, it looks great. Yeah, can't wait to dig into this a little bit more.
Lots of people smoking cigarettes in the picture, and Paul says, "Hey, look, that was just like having a cup of tea. If you didn't have a cigarette, it was like, what are you doing?" He says that in one of the anecdotes of the photos.
Really? It was like, it's just cigarettes are like a part of your body back then, I guess.
Yeah, but again, in typical McCartney fashion, professional, delivered, high quality content all the way through. 334 pages.
Nice.
Well done, Sir Macca. So after a period of quietness, we've got this. We've got a few things to chew the fat on now.
Well, not only that, right now as we speak, the Conan O'Brien, interview with Paul McCartney
is going on right now.
So hopefully we'll be talking to a few people about that soon to tell us their experience with that. So okay, today's episode, like I said, we're going to be talking. Yes,
before we do that, let's just get 2 minutes in on Now and Then and the AI thing.
Sure. Sure.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was on Ken Michaels' radio YouTube channel the other night, which is it's up there now, and I was there with Luca Perazzi, Alan Kozin, and the Talk More Talking, and Ken Michaels, asked us about the Now and Then song and the use of AI, and people need to understand that AI can do many things. It can do more than just have John sing "P.S. Love Me Do." It does more than that. Okay, and one of the things that AI can do, which is the mail software or whatever it is that Peter Jackson used for the Get Back documentary film, was it's able to extract vocals or instruments from like a cassette, which what's Now and Then was on, right? It was a cassette that had a hiss on it that was not usable, right? For at that time, the technology just wasn't there. So what they were able to do was AI was able to take the vocals from that cassette, so then now they can work on it a little easier. We don't know if it's Now and Then because he didn't say now.
We don't know, but we think that it's probably watch it not be Now and Then. Watch it not be Now and Then. But see, here's the thing: it's not AI, and I think that a couple people said it's not AI, where you tell a computer to reproduce a sound in the way of how somebody sang. It's not. So, and I think Lucas said this on the show with you guys, and it was a great way to get headlines from McCartney because. AI has been the recent trend. It's not AI. It's going to be John's voice. It's going to be George's guitar and Paul and Ringo's playing. That it's not AI at all. There's plenty of that AI crap out there now. This is not AI.
People shouldn't want it to be AI either. I mean,
no.
You when you think of the Beatles, you think of very high standards, right? I mean, the technology there is now there to where we can, like I said, we can get the vocals from that cassette, and then now Paul, Ringo can work the magic, and so we don't know who produced it, right? We don't know if they brought Jeff Lynne
back, or we don't know,
or Giles Martin.
Yeah, it's gonna be that exactly what you watched in Get Back, where you saw the conversation between John and Paul, where everything else was removed, so you could hear the conversation. It's that technology. That's what it's going to be. So, that is, So, and I listened to Now and Then today, the demo, the bootleg one, the demo, and it's, it's not a happy tune. So if it is Now and Then, we're going to see how they're going to Beatlefy it. Now, there's some other versions of Now and Then that people have done. On YouTube, I listened to one today, and it's very Beatleified. It's got the drum sound to it. So we'll see if it ends up being that, but watch it not even be Now and Then. going back to the Conan O'Brien thing,
Right.
breaking news. I just got a text message from a good friend of mine, nobody that we've had on the show. He got in.
What?
Yep. He just sent me this picture.
You got in, and that's Paul?
That's
on
Paul. It's hard to
stage?
see on my phone. That's Paul with
Yeah.
Conan O'Brien.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So he got in.
Yep.
That's
Buddy
great.
of mine just got in. And he just texted me this picture right now.
So I'm wondering if it's just getting started then.
Probably.
Wow. Okay.
He says, last minute, just got a call this morning that it was real, 1 seat. They were all general admission, not by seat. Of course, you had all the crazies there since breakfast to get close, but the place is so small, there isn't a bad spot. That's what he just said to me.
Excellent. Very cool.
Yeah. Wow.
Very
Real
cool.
time update.
Yeah. That is sweet. Well, I can't wait to hear, the stories from the fans and people that we know that are there, and hopefully we'll get someone on to talk about it.
Yeah.
Anyways, so yeah, the AI thing. Look at the AI can do so many things. It can write a script. It can write a song. It can do so many things, but there's no human element to it, right? I mean, you can write a script, but a human actually has to go back and check it and add and add to it, add experiences to it, right? AI can't have it. I mean, we can program it to think it's got experience at something, but like I said the other night, AI is can never experience falling in love. Right? AI will never experience having its heart broken, and
No.
AI will never experience going through a White Castle drive-through at 2:30 in the morning after a good night of drinking.
No. Real life stuff.
Anyways,
it can't feel.
Right. Exactly. So you shouldn't want AI, people.
You shouldn't want it.
Anyways,
but I am annoyed that the clickbait and the headlines on what we were doing this on Thursday, Tuesday was like new Beatles song from AI. Every Good Morning America, the whole nine.
Yeah.
Like really?
Yeah.
No, it's not AI. And props to Ken Dashow because he talked about the same thing and he hit on the same points we are, saying it's not AI and it's not. So bravo, and it's going to be released this year. Of course, he didn't say when, but it's probably going to be around Christmas time.
And I wish he didn't say it. I mean, I really wish this would have been a big surprise, because now we're, obviously, they probably want, though, a build up, people talking about it. They want an excitement level. They want the word of mouth to get out there that a new Beatles single is coming. I'm sure that's why he did kind of like spill the beans on this this new song, or the last Beatles song, if you will. But we'll see. So many questions, so many things you can speculate.
And we think it's now and then, because it's what Paul talks about in that Jeff Lynne documentary about how they did it, but George didn't like it. So that's why we're assuming that that's what it's going to be. But to the topic at hand, partner.
All right, topic at hand. As you can see behind Andy there, we've got the singles box set. I'm not going to pick it up and show it, but I mean, you've all seen it, right? I mean, the people that have it, you've hopefully are having fun with it. Andy, you obviously you took your time. You might be a little busier in your life than I am at the moment, but right off the bat, the book. I mean, you're holding the book. I mean, let's talk about the book for a second. It really showcases, Paul's love for the single. I mean, he grew up listening, with the single, and then it goes through all the singles as well. So just talk about the book for a second.
Yeah, well, obviously the book obviously is just basically Paul giving an education in what the single is, and maybe marketed towards a younger fan who doesn't realize that the single was what you listened to pre-buying an album. It was all about the hit single in the 40s, 50s, way before the LP became the standard thing. It was like, hey, go get the single. And he talks about that in the opening essay with the notes, and then we have a great, awesome essay by Rob Sheffield throughout summing up his whole career, skipping out a couple of songs, as I think we talked about this when we did our, I don't know if we did an I can't remember if we did an unboxing or something initially with it.
We talked about it. Yeah. I mean, there's a few singles, that aren't here, but that's just nitpicking.
Yeah, but it doesn't, it does a nice job in the opening to be, just setting this, with the forward setting what the single was, how a jukebox was like, this is what it was. You popped them into a jukebox and you played a song for, through 3 minutes back then would have been pushing it, more like 2.5 or probably 2:20 to be a single in there. And then obviously after the essay, the mostly career spanning essay, you've got 70 through 79 broken down by decade with your basic artwork alongside who played on it, when it was recorded, and the chart rankings that it reached in here, right? So and only really U.S. and U.K.
Yes.
You're getting that. So
the two major markets.
That's it. So chronologically, the book, and then obviously, we've got the production notes in the back after Women and Wives, how it was done.
Yeah, the production notes, that's what I really enjoyed reading because, they said that to source the audio, Paul's studio team went to the original master tapes, which itself tells an interesting story in the development of the sound. So, yeah, you would hope that that's what they did. They went to the original source, right? And they didn't just use the, digital transfer to the vinyl. So that's cool. But however, some of the stuff was on what was through the WAV files, right? With the most recent singles. They're passed over to Abbey Road Studios in the autumn of 2021. So that's probably when all of the mastering took place. Okay, and I think the vinyl that they were pressed in early 2022. I think it was from April to June of 2022 that the vinyl was
when the
pressed
vinyl were pressed.
Yeah. So using the box was handcrafted and constructed in Derbyshire, UK, using FSC approved redwood, pine, and birch ply. So,
when that video went out, when they came out, and you saw the making of the box at the place, which is really cool. Right. And let's not forget here in the credits, okay, our friend Luca Perazzi.
It's right.
Credited in the book under the label copy, and it's kind of small. I'm going to try to show it up and hold it, but there's our friend Luca, who's been on our show numerous times with the credit here in the book. And wow, what a great moment for him to be recognized for, and as he should be. As he should be.
The remastering and the vinyl cut were by Alex Wharton. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. So he had a big job to do as well with this project. That being said, I was going through a bunch of the singles over the last 6 months, just trying to get a comparison. Obviously it's a lot sturdier. The cardboard.
Yeah, the cardboard is definitely more durable.
As you can see, this is just like the flimsy,
paper.
A little bit of thicker paper, but obviously you can tell the difference there. And then I was also looking at the vinyl itself. Now I also weighed the vinyl as well, and so the new vinyl, when the ones that I weighed, they were between 40 and 43 grams. So a little heavier than the old vinyl, which was like 37 grams or less.
Slightly heavier.
Slightly, yeah, right. So slightly heavier. But here you go. Let me. Here's
that's the new one, right?
You can see how green the apple is there. That
a little faded. No, that's that's a 50-year-old record plus.
Yeah, exactly. So, but they kept the labels as accurate as possible to the to the original, the best they could. So that was one of the cool things. Our buddy Tone noticed, with the producing of Once Upon a Long Ago.
That little miscredit. One more thing with the notes. I just have the book open still. I noticed here.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Which we already listened to it, so we know. But it's cool to see during the research of the box set, a few treasures were discovered within the MPL archives, and so an edit of Secret Friend and the demos of Home Tonight and I Want to Come Home are presented here for the first time.
Yes, very cool. Now, my biggest disappointment with this box set. Okay.
Go.
this single right here. Can you see that?
Kind of blurry.
With a
Need
with
it's with a little luck. Yeah.
With a luck. Okay,
Right.
it's the DJ edit
Oh,
on here. You
not
know,
the
all
545.
yeah. I have 4 copies from around the world, the original, and they're all the full length album version. So I gotta say that's probably my
That's got to be the biggest pet peeve. Let's just the
yeah
packaging before we start going through our favorites and stuff.
yeah.
I will say the thicker cardboard for all the casing is fine. I do wish that there was another insert sleeve to protect the 45 than just sticking it in the cardboard rough like this. You know?
Agreed. 100%.
Just shoving it into some card stock. That's again, we're major vinyl geeks here, so I just feel like stuffing it into this thing. I mean, you know, what they could have done a nice, you know, small Mylar kind of bag to put in here to protect it. Just take the single and throw it in. You know, oddly enough, too, not every one of them, but most of them. When you looked at the 45, you know, the cover is the A side, right? Almost every time I pulled it out, the record it was the B side when I opened it.
Really?
Yes. So like,
see,
even look, it's still like when I open, I have My Love in my hand right now, right?
Right.
The mess is what I see, and it's the mess.
Well, you know why? Because that was probably the last side you played, right? So that's the side that was up. So when you go to put it back in, it's probably the B side. I mean, if you're playing both sides, that is, you know.
Yeah.
So.
But
no clue. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No Columbia labels were used for this. So when Paul was with Columbia in the late 70s and into the 80s, all those
only here though. That was only here in North America.
Yeah, right. All of those labels then are the Parlophone labels.
Variants.
Some other variants. Some of the other differences. Young Boy, Beautiful Night, The World Tonight. Those are on black vinyl. It's not the picture.
Not the picture disc, original ones from '97. Right. Yeah.
Exactly. The Christmas song that was released in green and red vinyl originally. This here it's black vinyl. I don't know. No, wait, no, I'm sorry. The last In a Hurry Home Tonight, that was a picture disc.
Yes.
You know, and here it's black vinyl.
Right.
So a few little differences. I'm kind of glad though, because I don't dare play those picture discs. You know, now I can play.
Yeah, you can play a real record now.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So really, really amazed by the sound quality of these of the singles. I've been amazed with the half-speed masters that's been going on there at Abbey Road Studios as well, especially this Red Rose Speedway. Excuse me, half-speed master was knocked it out of the park. It just sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
Now I know a lot of people had issues with the labels, whether it's off center.
Oh yeah, there was a couple of bad ones there.
People having a hard time contacting MPL or whoever manufactured the box set, and I feel bad for you. You know, some people weren't able to exchange it. Some people did get either refunds or an exchange box, which I wonder how many they had extra, if just in case somebody.
Well, I don't think it would have been too more. They would have posted, okay, fire up 10 more. You know, go make 10 more of them. You know?
Yeah, perhaps. But no, an amazing listening experience. I really dig this box set. This is something I was hoping for. As a matter of fact, when we did the crossover with things we said today, we were like our wish list, right? One of the things that I had on my list was a singles box set.
A single set, and we got it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, other than I had my tone arm weighted wrong, and somebody when we did live one time, and I'm like, wait a minute, why am I getting all these skips? I had my tone arm weighted wrong, and once I forget who it was, but thank you. Once I fixed it and adjusted, I played obviously I got through all 80, not one skip, flawlessly played, perfection, pressing. You know, you want to show some of our favorites in the set?
Oh yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you want to start? Go ahead.
Yeah, love this one.
Yeah. Okay.
Venus and Mars with Magneto on the back. I just love the red. I love the red and the black font here. Capitol Records. and that
Right.
looks to be Paul when they were down in Australia on that tour. Wasn't the '76 tour when they were still playing
Right.
Junior's Farm? Damn it!
Yes.
Yeah. So what
Mm.
else you got?
I got the Spanish Helen Wheels, one of my favorite picture sleeves of this particular single. Really dig this one, and obviously, I love how deep, that deep green on
It
that,
is sharp.
on the,
It
yeah,
is sharp. Now,
yeah,
so obviously most of the one. I mean, obviously some of the ones from the foreign markets were the best. The jewel of this set, obviously, is going to be the stuff that was never on 7-inch single before. So those are the
right,
ones I pulled out. Obviously, the Blink of an Eye and all these kind of new ones that were
right,
thrown in.
right, right.
That was the coolest listening experience. I mean, everything about it was great. I will tell you now. I have the original 45 of this, but I forgot how
Yes.
good Summer of '59 is. The
Oh,
B-side.
phenomenal B-side. Phenomenal.
I had forgotten how good that song was.
Now that's the case that too, where the original was color vinyl as well, but it's black vinyl.
Oh, we got another picture of Paul here.
Yeah.
Hold on. Paul and Conan sitting down.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Excellent. Love
We're
it.
not there, but somebody who we know is.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. And I was really pleasantly surprised with this.
What's that? Oh yeah. Did you listen to it then?
Obviously, I went through the whole thing, but I didn't think I was gonna like this. I was like, I'll just play it, but I really enjoyed this. You had 2 tracks, right, on each side with this, Tom, didn't you?
Yes. Well, see, what happened is they were both originally their own single. Okay, they turned that into an EP, is what they did with that.
Right. Okay. So they made it. They made it an EP, right?
Right. The songs were short enough to where you could fit both of them on one side.
Yeah, Save the Child and the world you're coming into. That was very enjoyable.
Yes.
From again, this is taken from Paul's first classical album, Liverpool Oratorio.
Yes. Right. Yeah, glad you enjoyed that. So the cover, when you flip over the one, you get the one cover. You flip it over, and that's there you go. Yeah.
Right.
So well done on that one.
Yeah, they turned 2 singles into one on that one. So that was that was an enjoyable one. What else you got there? You got any of those pulled out? Or
yeah, absolutely. I just love the we all stand together. One of the ones that people love to screw with. Again, I mean, it sounds amazing. So a lot of these remasters they came from what was already done. So this was already on the Pierre McCartney, right? I think we all stand together. So they used that version on this single according to the production notes. So if it had already been remastered during all of these archives and greatest Pierre McCartney and stuff like that, they ended up using that source. But once upon a long ago, I really am curious about this, the George Martin situation, Phil Ramone, George Martin, why that why that happened the way it did. Really curious about that.
Why that happened, yeah.
Right. Actually, hold on. I might have put them in the wrong. Oh boy.
What are you? See? Can't do that.
Yeah. Hold on. Hold the phone here.
Well,
what? Okay. Nah. See, Back on My Feet does say produced by Phil Ramone.
Phil Ramone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's only the cover that the cover doesn't.
It's on the cover. Right. Yeah.
The cover. Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting stuff.
Yeah. And The Blink of an Eye was a really enjoyable track, a song that I didn't know that well really before I started becoming friends with Tom.
Right.
And they standardized all the new 7-inch singles with the same artwork, the same layout. So in other words, if it was a first time single, the artwork and the design was pretty universal, with this like that. Plain background with just the credits there, just like that. Blink of an Eye.
Yeah. Very good. Very good.
I Want to Come Home. And the demo, I mean, I didn't hear too much difference between the demo and the real one.
No, there
It's
wasn't
not a big
much.
difference between those two.
No,
No.
right. Yeah. When he switched to EMI, switched the labels there to this one. This actually for this one.
Yeah.
For Stone, this one sounded fantastic. I don't. For me, there wasn't a bad experience
No.
except for with a little luck. I mean, that was
That was
really.
And then
Yeah.
didn't we both get the same? We got the same bonus 7-inch. Didn't we both get?
That was hilarious. How
We
the hell
both
did
got the
we
same
both got the
one.
same press testing,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, white label test pressing, and it was, I think, Nod Your Head, right?
Nod Your Head. We both got Nod Your Head as the same test
Nod Your
pressing
Head.
one.
Yes.
I'm like, really?
How
That's
did
the one
that
we're gonna get?
happen?
I don't know. They knew that we do a McCartney show. That's why I said,
Right, exactly.
suckers, we're going to send you the same one.
We're going to send you the
Have at
same
it.
one. Yeah.
And I must say too, I actually referenced this more than anything more than the book was this little handy thing. This.
Yes. Well, yeah, that was great addition. I like
this.
that.
This was great having this because it would just spelled everything out for you chronologically.
Mm-hmm.
What territory, was the single from? U.S. mainly. Was it U.S., UK,
right.
somewhere in Europe?
Yeah.
Perfectly spelled out. That was a very nice, handy thing, which most people just 86 and toss, but I kept it quite a bit to reference it. But,
yeah. I thought it was like a bumper sticker at first, but put it on the back if you put it on the back of your car or something. But this was very cool. Try to keep this in best shape as possible.
But you see, there's lots of, but even like see with the Eyes of the Storm book, this box set, the lyrics book, there is a level of quality when it comes to McCartney product that no other artist delivers with the same level of care and top-notch quality. Are you paying a little bit for it more?
Dylan,
yeah,
I would say Dylan.
Yeah, Dylan does, but there's just a charm, call it the Beatles charm, if you will, when you look at something so well done and well made with care. There is not one, obviously with a little luck in your case, but like in just terms of how it's presented and packaged, classy, well done, tasteful, everything about it, the presentation, the layout, whether it's the lyrics book, whether it's the 7-inch singles box set. I mean, is it complete? No, but it's organized and presented very well. But this is not haphazardly thrown together, It's just
I agree.
Nothing. So at least, at the very least, when he's putting out his product, his team is doing. I mean, he's got offices and offices of staff to do this work for him. Right. So they love it as much as we do, which is why we get
it. Yeah, that's true. I mean, this sold out instantly. What, in 2 days? I think it was. It sold out.
2 days.
2 days. Yeah. I know somebody that's selling theirs. If anybody is looking for one, so email us at twolegspodcast@gmail.com if you're in the market to get one. I know someone who's selling one. So
what's the current eBay or Discogs world going? What's this going for?
Oh, over 1,000, over 1,000. Yeah, I mean, there's people trying to get. Actually, there was somebody that was really smart about this.
Oh God, yeah.
Someone was selling each one individually. Okay, some were selling for $40. Some were selling for $50. This person made their money back in spades. It was pretty remarkable to watch this as it was unfolding. When this person that was selling the singles individually, and I would imagine that they had a box for themselves as well. But like I said, $20, $30, $40 each for each one. That was it's pretty cool. Yeah, but I see. I've seen them going for 12, 13, 14, 100. I saw some of, when they first came out, the people were getting, $1,500, $1,600 because they put them in an auction,
okay.
So, it was, this might be a little investment, over time. It
could be, but do we really look at things that way? You or I? when it comes to Paul? I don't.
I mean, these big. I mean, yes and no. I mean, obviously we listen to them, right? The value of them has gone down a little bit now, maybe because now they're used. Each one has been played, right? So maybe the value has gone down a little bit in that case. But there's times like the George Harrison the crates, right? I mean, I thought probably everybody thought, okay, in the future I can sell this thing for $2, $3, $5,000, but guess what? They haven't sold out yet. There's still more available.
In fact, you can get it less than $1,000 now.
It's like $650
Six
or
and
something.
change.
Like six and change. Yes.
Meanwhile,
Yes.
these two idiots here didn't. We didn't do that.
Well, we didn't know. Plus,
No.
that unboxing video is our highest viewed video.
It is, right?
Of all. Yeah. So.
Yeah, you go to it is. Yeah. And you were like,
But
you were so pissed. You were like, how the hell did you get it before I did? I'm like, all right.
But you got it before it was even supposed to be released. That was the phenomenal. That was the great thing about it. So we were actually the first that got to show it. So,
but yeah, listen, I know we're a little bit delayed in doing this release, but I do like the fact that it was made available digitally. So if you couldn't get it,
right.
if you couldn't get you couldn't get it, you could at least get the new songs, the new remasters, and presented chronologically, which I know a lot of people opted for that route to do it. Some people I saw on eBay, and they actually made their own CD versions of this. Did you see those images?
Yes.
I mean, some people went to some really cool, painstakingly work to really reproduce the wooden, the text and everything, and put it on, I think, 5 or 6 CDs or something like that. Yeah. Now, if this had been made available on CD, would you have bought that too?
Wow.
Gotta be yes, right?
Probably, yeah. I mean, yeah. Who am I fooling? Of course.
You would have.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah.
Well, a 5 or 6 CD set might have been what? Maybe $100.
Well, if I'll tell you what. I can understand the vinyl set not being 100% complete, but the CD, I would have expected it to be 100% complete. Every single
everything
from every 45, even the live stuff. There's singles from France, or maybe even the promo of the man from Spain.
Hey, you got that though.
Yes, yeah, but that'd be cool if it was on. If it was on the set, everything that was actually pressed on vinyl, no matter what country, that would be cool to see on one CD set. Absolutely,
it would have been. But cool. I know some of our diehard cohorts that they also got this as well. But I mean, the release of this set was so funny in time with what you've been doing and the marathon you've been on to round up international singles. I mean, in the last year or two, you have been gone hog wild in trying to get all these picture sleeves from all over the world. And then he says, I'm going to release a box set and show all these different sleeves from different countries, mainly in Belgium, mainly in Europe and stuff, and a couple of other, Japanese ones. But it's like, maybe he saw you. Maybe he saw you.
Germany. Yeah.
I saw this guy on YouTube getting all my singles. Do this box, all right? You can do this. Maybe he was inspired by you. He might have been.
Right.
You might have been the inspiration.
But thank you for thinking of that.
You don't know.
Who knows? Maybe. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, I don't know. As he once sang, but but that's still going strong. I know I haven't shown as many pictures that I have in the past on Instagram and Twitter and stuff like that. I'll have to start, doing that again because I'm still finding, pictures from around the world. What else? Okay, so homework, everybody. If you got it, let us know your thoughts. Are you happy with it? If you got something wrong with it, what was your experience? Were you able to get a new set if your set was damaged
Was
in any way? If you weren't able to, let us know. Are really curious if you got the digital version. Tell us your thoughts on the digital version.
Yeah, I mean, did a lot of people get
Was
defective
Yeah,
copies with the label where it was offset? I mean, how many
we
cases
did
were there like
see.
that?
Yeah, we did see quite a bit. I mean, there was 3,000 of these made. I
Yeah.
mean, we did see quite a few on the Beetle collectors Facebook pages.
Yeah.
So
And
they are
if you're
out there.
shelling out bucks
Unfortunately,
for that you're shelling out bucks. You don't want you want that thing to be flawless.
you you exactly when you're talking about that much money, you expect your set to be perfect, and luckily, thankfully, ours were.
Mm.
Fortunately, so but I know some people's weren't, unfortunately. But yeah, I totally am happy with this set, physically, audio wise, literature wise. Great set to have. Glad I
One little
bought it, Andy.
flaw.
I'm sure you are. Yeah,
One
go
little
ahead.
flaw. What this tiniest of flaw. When they're all shoved into the box, it makes it a little hard to thumb through them because you got to take that little styrofoam
Yes,
thing out. That's a bit of a
you
pain in the ass.
definitely have to take the styrofoam. Matter of fact,
Right.
I haven't had the styrofoam thing in there for a while.
Because you can't
You
dive
know,
through them unless
right?
that thing's out of there.
No, no. I mean, if you look at it, I mean, the book and the styrofoam are just pretty much almost the same
Yeah.
size. I mean, it's the purpose of it is probably the same. However,
Yeah.
you pack it in tight. You pack it in tightly. I guess. I mean, for shipping wise, you probably want that though. You want them packed in tight, so there is no chance of any kind of travel damage.
As
You
it's
know,
being transported, yeah. And
as it's
as
being
I
shipped.
recall,
Yeah, exactly.
the day mine arrived, it was teeming with rain, and I said, "I'm running home. I got to get this thing out of the rain. Bye." Remember that?
Yes, yes. That would be somebody, anybody's, whoever bought this, that had to be their worst nightmare, whether rain or snow.
Huh?
It's on the front porch, especially if you're kind of like a shady neighborhood too. People drive by, looking to steal packages on people's porches and stuff like that. Oh,
Luckily, that didn't
heart
happen for
attack.
us.
Trust
But
me. Anytime that I have something being delivered that, I dished out a certain amount of cash
scratch.
for, yeah, I'm a nervous wreck,
Take the day
until
off.
it's
Take the
yeah,
day off.
yeah. If it
But
were only that easy, my friend. If it were
yeah.
only that
Now the
easy.
real challenge is to play it again, maybe this year.
That was going to be my next question then, for you, Andy. I mean, how many times do you actually anticipate listening to this set?
I'll be honest. I'll probably give it one more playthrough where I go through a few
Mhm.
months or weeks where
Right.
I play it, and maybe one more time.
Mhm.
I'll definitely play it one more time for sure. Um,
Right.
Consecutively, I don't know. I do things in stages, with stuff like that. So I'll definitely
Yeah.
play. Well, but I'll start once I start chronologically. I'll just keep going. I'm not going to just pull, one out to play it. I'll go through the whole thing.
Right.
You?
Gotcha.
What about you?
Yeah, I mean, out now after I listen to the whole thing, I mean, I might go in through stages. If I have a hankering to listen to the, Arrow Through Me, I'll probably grab this because it's a clean copy. I mean, it's so pristine and so excuse me, silent. There's no crackle, there's no pop. When you play it. So because I mean, I obviously I still need to clean a bunch of these older
The
45s that I
older
have.
ones, yeah.
But yeah. But it's sounds so wonderful. So I would probably, if, like I said, if I have a hankering to listen to a particular song, Helen Wheels or Errol Throw Me or whatever, I'll probably just grab it real quick and
Yeah.
and throw it on the turntable.
But
But I don't
enjoyable.
think I would go. Yeah, I don't think I would go through start to finish again.
You wouldn't.
No,
Okay,
no.
fair enough.
No.
I mean,
It's almost
like
kind of like a reference book. You don't necessarily read a reference book from start to
cover to
finish, right?
cover to cover.
Cover to
Where
cover,
where are
yeah,
you listening? Are
exactly.
you listening to like 80s Paul? Let me go to the 80s section.
Yeah,
Am I listening to 90s
exactly.
Paul? Let me go
Yeah,
to the 90s section.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
But it was just listening to it all again, and I'm like, and you know these songs, but when you hear it again, fresh on a turntable, you're like, "Wow, Summer of '59, that was a really good song."
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Um,
and exactly, because not everybody had not, and this is great. This was great too, because not everybody had an opportunity to buy, that single when it first came out. I mean, obviously you can still find them on eBay or Discogs or
oh,
whatnot. But here was your opportunity to get it all in one spot, in one place.
and I know you're not a digital guy, but I mean, I subscribe to Apple Music and stuff. So if I want to listen to the tracks, I'll throw them on my phone and just listen to them
Right.
again. A side, B side, A side, B side,
Right.
to kind of just stay in that singles box set mode.
Right. Yeah. I
But,
hear you.
yeah. Yeah, an enjoyable.
So you're happy.
Enjoyable set.
You're happy with it. You're happy with it. 100%?
Incredible, and very, very happy with it. I look at it every day when I walk past my living room.
I see it every day.
You see it every day.
Absolutely.
And,
I see. I have mine stacked on top of the George Harrison crate.
Yes.
So yeah.
George is still dominating Paul there a little bit, saying, "See, I got my bigger crate." So piss off, Paul.
well, George has more wood to work with, right? I mean, he had more
got all
spare,
right.
spare wood trees,
But, yeah.
Anyways, so what do you got going on the other channel?
I have a recent video that I did. Maybe 2 weeks ago. Me and a couple friends went to see Barry Manilow in Radio City Music Hall, and it's got like 1,400 views. Did you see that? Did you see how many views it got?
Amazing. Yes.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's got like 1,400 views last I looked at it. It's crazy. I'm not the hugest Barry. I went because it was it was a fun night to go with some friends, and you knew all the hits. But
that's a good night out.
Yeah, it was. And then as a result of, this is kind of not related, but as a result of a show I did a while back with a guy by the name of Kevin Mulrine, we talked about a Yes book. That landed us getting Chris Welch, which ended up being our last episode on Two Legs, which was really cool. And on that show, he told us that he had a new book, and I was like, "Oh, really?" Because I kind of thought he was done, and he said he did a new book on Keith Emerson, so I had to go get it. So I just got it. I got this book and Eyes of the Storm the same day by Chris Welch. So I got Eyes of the Storm and this both in the same day, hardbound book, color on Keith Emerson of ELP. So plenty of reading to do, and bravo Chris Welch for doing that.
Yeah, man is a legend. Really, just so grateful that we were able to spend an hour with him. Hopefully we'll get him back on and spend more time with him. So
definitely.
Yeah. So
what do you got?
What
do you got going on?
Well, as everybody knows, my new movie channel, Tom's Movie Channel, is up and running, and having a lot of fun. Started a new series where I talk about my 5 favorite films from each year I've been alive. 73 and 74. Those videos are up. I'll be doing 75 probably by the time this episode is posted. I'll have 1975 up. But yeah, I just love talking movies, and I wish I would have done this a little sooner, but but that's the thing though. It's always time. It's always time is the hardest thing. But there's every once in a while, I'll get home from work, the wife's still working, I can come in here and do a quick 10-15 minute video.
Yeah, you got 7 videos on your channel already, and good stuff.
Yeah. So
some of them I haven't heard. I like your Blu-rays, the Blue Maze 2023. I like that one.
Yeah. I've got the blues.
You gotta get the blues. But you're such a movie guy. You've forgotten more movies than I know. So.
Absolutely.
I actually got a text about one of your reviews from a viewer of ours, and she said, I watched Tom's movie channel. I saw 3 out of the 5 in the theater when they came out.
Yes. Is that Ellen? Was it? I think.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. She made a comment. She saw the 2 Mel Brooks movies and The Godfather Part 2 in the theater. That's crazy.
He's got me waiting in a lobby.
Yeah. Have you seen both the Young Frankenstein and Blazing Saddles? Right.
I can quote Blazing Saddles.
I know.
Young Frankenstein, I can't classic, but Blazing Saddles is iconic.
Yeah. It is, and yeah, amazing film. Godfather Part 2, amazing film. I can't wait to do 75 because I have an oddball film in there I know hardly anybody has seen. So I'm really looking forward to that as well. Talk more
Yep.
talk. We just did. What did we do? I don't even remember what we just did. Oh, we did Living in the Material World. 50th anniversary. We did that one, and then actually this coming Monday, we're gonna have Tom and James Liverani. Is that how you pronounce the last name? Yeah, they're gonna come on and talk about their experience of the Conan O'Brien, Paul McCartney interview that's going on right now.
Oh, they're there too?
Yep, they're there as well.
Awesome. Yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention I was on Ken's channel a bunch last week.
Yes, you were. Yeah, between the trivia and the Bob Dylan stuff, it's like you've been living there.
I've been living rent free on Ken's channel for like a week. He had me on for Trivia Part 2, which I did last Saturday with Ken Womack.
Came back and won. Scotty O'Rourke was in the lead, but you said, no, excuse me, this is my turf.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, apparently, of course, Joe Mayo, of course, and Joe fashion says, I would have beat you. Well, Joe, you didn't. Okay, pal. So make another video. Have a nice day.
Right.
We did that. And then I did another appearance where myself and Jeff Slate and Dylan Seavey did another deep discussion on the Beatles and Bob Dylan relationship.
Right.
And we picked it up. We did a volume 3 in Wilbury style. And that was a really great discussion, and Jeff Slate is an immense talent and a great musician and interviewed Bob Dylan. So thanks, Ken, for hitting me up to be on your channel for a lot of stuff.
So was that it then? Just the volume 1 and volume 3? Is that it?
No, we're going to come back and do one just on the Wilburys too now.
Oh, nice. Love it.
Yeah.
Great.
That'll be the next one. So yeah, we you got your movie channel. I've been, so we've been busy bodies.
Busy, exactly. Always something to do. So that's going to do it for this episode of Two Legs. Thank you all for joining us. Please subscribe. We're getting closer to that 2K goal that we want to reach by the end of the year. You can check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Two Legs Podcast. You can email us at twolegspodcast@gmail.com. And again, the YouTube channel is Two Legs, a Paul McCartney podcast. Please check that out and subscribe. Andy, my friend, always good to hang out with you and talk Paul McCartney or just music in general, because we love so much of it. And every once in a while, we're gonna slip in some other music besides Paul, so y'all are gonna have to deal with it.
And we might not be wearing Paul shirts if we talk about Paul, and that's okay.
That's okay.
Isn't that right?
It is very all right.
Thank you, partner. Always a pleasure to be on with you and having fun again. We'll see you next week.
Yes, you got it. So everybody out there, have a great day and a beautiful night. Take care.
Listening to Two Legs, a Paul McCartney podcast, hosted by Tom Hunyadi and Andy Nichols, with musical contributions by Dylan